Artifacts are uncraftable items that have game warping effects. With the right conditions, they are powerful enough on their own. However, combining these artifacts can make them even better. Today, I'll show you a tank artifact combination that makes a few select tanks nearly unkillable. Yo, this is Main, and the comp today I'll be showcasing will be Kog'maw Reroll. I have a few tips and infographics that I'm gonna show you, so if you want to skip to the gameplay, just skip to this timestamp. But anyways, the gameplay today will center around Cho'gath and Kog'maw Reroll and him having two really powerful artifacts. The combination of these two artifacts is Exodia, because it's gonna make him nearly unkillable. So over here I have an infographic that shows how to play Kog'maw Reroll. If you want to download all the infographics in high quality, you can check out my Twitter or join my Discord in the description below. But this comp is a one-cost reroll comp that averages pretty decent in Masters with a fair about 10% win rate. It is very item dependent, and depending on who you ask, it resides in the A to B tier. Over here you can see the core units of the comp. You have Cho'gath and Kog'Maw, as well as Caitlyn and Malphite. Nico will be the 5th unit you'll have, as you'll spend a good amount of time rerolling at level 5. Cho'gath is going to be your primary tank in this comp. His ability gives him a shield for 4 seconds and he breathes in the cone of fire. This does magic damage and also burns and wounds enemies, so he is a pseudo source of anti-heal as well as burn. Kog'Maw is going to be your primary carry as a mythic sniper invoker unit. His ability deals magic damage to the lowest health enemy, and every 3 casts he gains an attack range. This is extremely powerful as Kog'Maw will be able to scale throughout the fight, and eventually he'll have enough range to one-shot the enemy backline. His damage does scale between the hex range between him and his target as he is a sniper, so keep that in mind. To play this comp, you really want to focus on a strong economy early so that you'll be able to reroll as much gold as you can on 3-1 without dipping below 33 gold. You'll be spending a lot of your time on level 5 rerolling for the 3 stars. 5 losing on stage 2 is a very viable option as you want to maximize your econ and get item priority. I'll go over the best items in this comp later, but you really want Tier and Rod to secure Kog'Maw's items. As with all one-cost reroll comps, you never want to level in stage 2. This is because on 3-1, you'll be level 4, rolling down for the one-cost units Cho'gath, Caitlyn, Kog'Maw, and as with all one-cost reroll, you don't want to level at all on stage 2, because on 3-1, you'll be level 4, and next round, you'll naturally level to 5, and at this stage, you want to roll for the one-cost units and hopefully get a lot of copies or maybe even 3-star them. The most important part is not digging below 33 gold, because this is the magic number that allows you to hit 40 gold next round, 50 after that, and slow rolling above 50 gold so that eventually you can hit all your units. This is the level 5 board that you'll be staying on until you hit all your one-cost 3-star. Although Kog'Maw and Cho'gath are the most important, holding the other copies of the one-cost in your comp will be beneficial because you'll be thinning the odds and it will provide a decent power spike to your board. So if you can, I would hold Malphite and Caitlyn to 3-star them. However, it's not the number 1 priority. For mid to late game, you want to push levels once you 3-star that Cho'gath and Kog'Maw. Kate and Malphite are nice to hit as well 3-star, but they're not the number 1 priority in this comp. You can level up for more mythic units, so Illaoi is a great example for synergy. Over here, you see all of the mythic units that you can put to activate those breakpoints in the mythic trait. Bard and Tahm Kench obviously aren't the most desirable, but in the mid game, they're fine to play. And then late game, you're going to cap around these mythic units. I think that Illaoi is the best item holder in this comp. I think that if you have a mythic +1 emblem, Illaoi is going to be the best holder, or if you're able to move it to a legendary late game carry, you can put it on them as well. Capping around your board is simple. You play around the mythic units and legendaries, and then having Illaoi because she's a great trait bot as she provides Ghostly, Arcanist, and Warden for your team. Here's an example of the ideal level 8 board if you hit Nautilus and Lilia. You can substitute one of them for Hui if you hit it, and level 9 you want to be adding Hui or legendaries. Without the +1, it's going to be a bit awkward to fit in 7 mythic without dropping the Illaoi, but if you do have a +1, 7 mythic fits in perfectly on level 9. This is going to be your item priority for Kog'Maw. His best in slot will be blue buff Nashor's +1, any AP item or damage artifact. Shojin isn't the best, but sometimes you have to build it because you won't get a lot of tiers, but blue buff is a lot better. Shojin is acceptable. If you have the Slama Shojin, do it, but if you can, I would agree for blue buff as it is a lot better in the comp. Nashor's Toot is 100% mandatory because it allows your Kog'Maw to cast a lot faster because of his 30 mana breakpoint. And your last item can be any of these. Gunblade and Giant Slayer are acceptable as well. The artifacts in the bottom will do good as a 3rd option, but I think that Jeweled Gauntlet and Rabadon's will be the best out of the 3. But I think that Jeweled Gauntlet and Rabadon's stat cap will be best as Kog'Maw's 3rd item. For Cho'gath, he is your tank, so you just want 3 general tank items. I think that his best in slot is Redemption, Dragon's Claw plus Spark or Bramble. I think that Redemption and Dragon's Claw are extremely good tank items because it gives your Cho'gath healing, and these are 2 really solid items in general. Spark is really good to ensure that your Kog'Maw has a source of magic shred that won't die really easily. Bramble Vest is also fine, but it's a lot better in AD lobbies. Something like Crown Guard and Protector's Vow are okay items. And then if you have to slam the last few items over here, go for it. But I don't think that they're the best by any means. And if you can, I'd greed for other items. If you want to put an artifact on Kog'Maw for max effectiveness, I would highly recommend putting them alongside Blue Buff plus Nashers. Luden's Tempest is an exception. I think that you can build Blue Buff plus Jewel Gauntlet plus Luden's, because this does do overkill damage. I think that Sniper's Focus is the most popular option and makes the most sense, as Kog'Maw will scale with his Hex range and do a lot of damage in general. Wit's End is an okay option that's pretty niche, but it gives him a little bit of healing and damage. It is similar to a Gunblade. Lichbane is also a solid option for Kog'Maw, as it allows him to maximize the damage after every 2 casts that Lichbane has, and overall deal a lot more magic damage. For Cho'Gath, a lot of artifacts work good on him. I would say that Anima, Winter, and Hulk Crusher are some of the more effective ones. Forbidden Idol and Innervating Locket are also really good, especially in conjunction. You're going to see that in my video in a bit. But if you have any spare tank artifacts on Cho'Gath, I would just put it on him, and it's going to work pretty well in general. Something like Trenchcoat is also pretty good in the stats, so do try that out and see if it's good. Here I'll show you the artifact combination that I acquired in the video and how it works with it. Forbidden Idol have Sources of Shield have 50% of their value converted to max health instead. Innervating Locket gives holders 2% of their total mana whenever they're hit by an attack. Each cast restores 20% of the holder's max health over 3 seconds. This combination is extremely powerful on Tahm Kench and Cho'Gath. Reason being is that they have shields whenever they cast. Innervating Locket allows them to cast more, which procs Forbidden Idol and then allows them to get extremely big health values. You can see on the right over here that Cho'Gath only has 6 games with this combination. I'm one of them, and it averages at 2.5. And then for Tahm Kench 3, which is typically rerolled when you play Bard, if you have these 2 items on him, it's going to average at 2.03. And all of these stats are in Masters Plus. Alright, so I'm done talking about the basics of Kog'Maw Reroll. Now let's get on to the video. And quickly, as the best augments for this comp, you can always go to tactics.tools and input this stuff in the filters. But the best augments you can see will be stuff like Mythic Crest. Too Much Candy is a very good indicator to play this comp, as you're going to get a lot of free rerolls on stage 2 and 3 on cheap prices. Stuff like Jewel Lotus is going to be Mythic, it's going to be good. It's going to be Mythic, allows you to gain HP. Stuff like Jewel Lotus 2 is also really good. You don't have to build JG anymore if you have JL. It's going to be Mythic. It's also, and in general, econ augments that help you hit the comp, like Prismatic Ticket. Even Pandora's items is not a bad option, as it helps you secure Abyss, and really good items, which this comp requires, are really good. For combat augments, it's just going to be stuff like Baboom is going to be good, Combat Caster, Jeweled Lotus, Unified Resistance, Heavy Hitters. All this stuff is going to be solid. If you sort by the best, you can see Tiny But Deadly has insane stats in general. On 3-2, Heavy Hitters is extremely broken, because at that point you're pretty much guaranteed, because at 4-2 you should basically almost always have Cho'Gath 3 and Kog'Maw 3. The extra AP and AD they're going to get from the Mythic stacks as well will help Heavy Hitters. You can just see that the best augments will be combat augments on 4-2, Martyr, Standard United, Jewel Lotus, Lucky Gloves, Tiny But Deadly, stuff like that. So it's just combat augments, and then combat augments are really good. Then at 2-1, Too Much Candy is extremely broken. Prismatic Ticket and Learning to Spell helps as well. Just go to tactics.tools if you want to look for more. But those should cover most of the augments. This randomly long shot is also pretty solid, because you're going to get Sniper's Focus. Make sure when you have Sniper's Focus on Kog'Maw, you build Blue Buff plus Nashers, as that is Abyss. Alright, so here's the gameplay. This was recorded when I was in DreamHack Dallas, so quality might be a bit off. But I started the recording at 2-3. This is a Masters to GM lobby, and got really lucky. Just see how many Kog'Maws I have on bench on 2-3. It's what incentivized to take long shot. And what's going on over here? Innervating Locket. If you guys don't know, Innervating Locket is one of the best artifacts for Garen's Story Champion. The reason being, it allows him to cast a lot more and get that HP max effect. So I'm already thinking, damn, I have to compete with this guy in the lobby. Normally, if you don't have broken stuff, Kog'Maw is going to be a bit hard to compete with those items. You can see over here is the carousel. What do I have open? I have open Rod and Tier and Chain. These components are what made me, be willing to play Kog'Maw Reroll in the first place. Did say those are the most important components, so I just want the Tier. Tier on the Senna is not bad. It makes me complete the blue buff, which I like a lot more than Shojin in this comp. Don't get me wrong. In this spot, I'm just probably playing for a top 4 in my head, because I know I have to compete with that extremely capped Garen board, and normally Kog'Maw Reroll doesn't do that well. You can see I do have the Forbidden Idol on Cho'Gath. I did a bunch of research about Forbidden Idol in my artifact guide and saw that aside from Tahm Kench, the only real users is Cho'Gath 3 and something maybe like an Illaoi. But I don't think it's that good otherwise. You can see I'm on a 3 loss, and then I am on 19 gold. It's been a bit difficult to keep my econ up despite being on a 3 loss. because you can see that I'm holding so many Kog'Maws on my bench, but I had to make a decision of what to sell. I think that selling the Caitlyn is more important because while it is nice to hit a 3-star Caitlyn and Malphite in this comp, as they're also 1 cost and you should be going for them, you shouldn't prioritize them. I just decided to sell the Caitlyn for Econ. You can see this guy has Keepers, Duelist Mitten, some really strong players in the lobby. And over here, I would love to make 30 gold, but I can't really give up on, you know, a Malphite and a Cho'Gath. So I just have to live with it. I do want to lose this. I think I scouted the other guy and saw that no one was really hard sacking. Otherwise, when I'm on 4 loss, I typically like to open my board. Opening meaning that, you know, I play like really bad units and 1 cost just to sack the round because you do get +4 gold. I only do this when it's on a 4 loss. I'm gonna keep a 5 loss streak. Over here, I just scouted and saw that there's no way I'm winning around. I don't have like any good Kog'Maw items, no 3 stars, everything else is 1 star. So yeah, I do maintain that 5 loss over here. And I mean, hopefully I don't have to roll deep for this Kog'Maw, right? I do get that Malphite, which is really nice. I need more Caitlyn's. And then, yeah, I think that I really wanted to test Forbidden Aldo this game. I know that it's a pretty good artifact for Cho'Gath solo, but I mean, if you combine it with a few other artifacts, it's good. We can just see over here is creep rounds. I do get pretty good components. Tahm Kench pair. I do sell the Kha'Zix, make 40 gold. I end up tabbing in and out, so hopefully you don't mind. Yeah, over here you can see I'm actually gonna go back and slow down the roll down. This game was on the luckier side, so don't worry. Over here, I'm gonna slow down the roll down a bit. 3-1's the most important for 1 cost reroll. You want to send it not below 33 gold ever, right? Unless you're like 1 off everything, you just want to stay above 33 gold because next round you make 40, next round you make 50, and that way you can recover and maximize your econ. See, I'm hitting a lot of the pairs. I can probably sell something over here for the Cho'Gath. I'm just deciding what's best to sell. I think I can sell the TKs. Yeah, I actually decided level here myself. I don't think I had to. I could have waited, but I just wanted to stay above 33 gold while holding everything. The Tahm Kench is not bad as well, but I should probably be selling these. I can slam JG as it's one of his best items. I could have opted for something like Spark, but I just decided to kill the glove. The glove doesn't really become anything other than Steadfast, and at that point, I'd rather have something like a Bramble Vest because I think it's better than Steadfast Heart in Cho'Gath Reroll. So over here, you can see fighting a pretty decent board. Trenchcoat was the most broken artifact at this point before its nerf. This was on patch 14.11 before 14.12. So you can see, luckily the Caitlyn will cast. Will she be able to get the kill? Nope. All right, perfect loss interval so far. Then we can just speed up the video because it's gonna be augment round. You can see over here we have the choice of heavy hitters, ascension, and harm assist. Typically, I would insta take heavy hitters because it's one of the best augments in the comp. But I was just thinking that I didn't have the 3 stars yet, and I wanted something to spike my board immediately. I think healing orbs has slightly worse average placement than heavy hitters, but I decided to take it. I think it's still heavy hitters looking back, but healing orbs is not a bad idea. See over here, I'm digging because I am now 1 off Cho'Gath after finding that Cho'Gath. So I do want to hit something. Then yeah, I got lucky with the rolls. I just wanted to like dig to maybe 20 to see. I don't think I'd ever go below 10 gold, but got lucky. I was sitting on. I did want to level to save HP. You can see over here, this is the Shen player. He has half a bow. His spot should be decent, but I think Shen was just too contested and he didn't hit. Then right here, you can see the power level of the comp is a lot better when I actually hit the 3 stars I needed. As I said earlier, Cho'Gath and Kog'Maw are the most important 3 stars to hit. Normally you'd see Malphite 3 and Caitlyn 3 along with this comp, but in this case, I don't think I can play for them anymore. They're unitemized and it's too far for me to be able to play for these two. I would just rather recover my econ and push levels from here. You see, I did scout the Garen player earlier. He has a D-Claw. This is going to be extremely scary for me because I don't have Shred. You can see over here, D-Claw, Innervating Locket. It's like one of the best combinations for Garen in general. Every time Garen casts, he's going to gain max HP. And if he has more max HP than the target, he's going to do true damage with every strike. So this Garen will just strike everyone and do massive damage. I don't think I'd ever beat this guy normally unless, you know, the thing later in the video happens. So over here, open components. I have an open cloak and an open rod. See what I take here. Yeah, I really wanted the rod. I wanted to build Spark, but I guess at this point, D-Claw's not bad. There are a few AP players in the lobby, so it's not the worst option. But I really wanted to a Magic Shred. Without Magic Shred and Anti-Heal, it's going to be really tough for me to do anything, right? Especially against the players with a lot of healing like Duelist. So you can see I just build D-Claw, just suck it up. You know, I have half a chain. This probably has to be a Bramble or something else later down the line. And yeah, just gonna be calm. I'm just gonna be recovering my econ and pushing levels. Honestly, I really don't want to sell the Tahm Kench because he's gonna be my next level, but if I have to lose this round, I will. Guy's super strong. He has 70 rolls plus keepers, and then typically that's a really strong combination in Duelist. The Kiana, it almost actually kills my Tahm Kench. Yeah, but you can see over here, even with just a D-Claw and a Forbidden Idol, You can see how tanky the Cho'Gath is already. Like, he does have healing orbs to help him, but this combination is actually not a bad artifact to take in Kog'Maw Reroll if you have like really bad options and you need to round out your last Cho'Gath like tank item, right? You can see I have my next levels. I think right now Soraka would be better because she is a heavenly, giving me a bit more AP to the team. But on level 7, the AP you get from 5 Mythic will be a lot more, so you can just drop the Soraka for Bard and Tahm Kench. This guy is playing, I think, Center Reroll, which I don't think is the best comp. Recently got buffed in 14.12, but this is a patch ago, so it did suffer a bit of the nerfs. So it wasn't as good, but still managed to beat this guy. Luckily got a few wins, and the fun part is going to be the stage 4 guys, don't worry. You can see an extra Bard. I don't think Bard 2 is like the most important in this comp, so I would sack it, but if I have the gold, I'm going to hold it. Over here, I get Chain, Tear, and Rod. I think you can justify greeting this, because these do lead to some really good items that I need. I need Shred and anti-heal, right? And then a Tear is half Shiv, and Rod is half Spark. And over here, I just decided level for that 5 Mythic Spike. And then I just decided to build like something. Over here, I'm just deciding what to build. I think I end up building Vow because I would put it on Nautilus. I don't want to like jam Vow on the... I don't want to jam Vow on Cho'Gath because I don't think it's the best on him. And then I can always put it on a Nautilus, which will enjoy the extra like cast time for him to CC once I get him later. So over here, you can see he's already doing work with just an idol, right? Every time that Cho'Gath ults, he's gonna get more health converted from the shield he gets from his passive to max HP, and then be able to heal more. Yeah, and then we can see augments over here. I think that Sniper Crest and you have my sword is useless, so I would just roll him. Combat Caster is an easy choice. Now, I know long distance spells has pretty good stats, but I personally don't really like the augment. It's gonna be really tricky to position, and I'd only take it if I had like a Lilia too. You don't want to put like Cho'Gath opposite side of your Kog'Maw, even though he's what would give the most stats. Over here, I was tinkering with my board. I do ending up on this. Keeping Illaoi on bench is super important. I did upgrade the Bard. I don't think I should have, but I think it's fine. Like, want to be like as strong as possible. See, this guy is playing an Ash board. He is pretty strong. He has an NE2 front line, and luckily my positioning is good. Everyone is just clumped around this Cho'Gath, just feeding him more mana from Forbidden Idol and getting like so much HP converted from the shields, right? I beat this guy, and my spot over here is pretty good. Let's see what this encounter is going to be. And this Garen, I just want to say, is like so broken, right? He definitely knows what to build. He has Combat Caster and Ascension, and at 91 HP, he should be able to win the lobby if nothing like super broken happens. You can see this encounter is the Jax encounter. This one offers you a weapon from different armories, allowing you to choose between support items and artifact items. I just prefer like the strength of an artifact item. There's so many hits I can get. You can also see in the bottom left that I got a Sniper's Focus from my Augment Longshot. This one gives you, I think, Sniper's Focus after 1100 or 1200 hex damage between your snipers, so it's pretty good. It's one of Kog'Maw's best artifact items, and you can see I hit Innervating Locket. Yeah, this is broken, guys. Basically, what Forbidden Idol does is convert shields to HP, and Cho'Gath's ability gives him a shield whenever he ults. Right now, I'm just gonna make this fight 1x to see and explain to you guys how it works. So, Idol converts 50% of the shield you get, max HP. Then Innervating Locket gives your unit mana when they're attacked, and then whenever they cast their ultimate, they gain 20% max health. So all of this scales with each other and have a declaw. So every time someone attacks Cho'Gath, he's gonna gain mana, heal after the ult because of Innervating Locket, and then just gain so much HP. And he's extremely resistant to magic resist because he has declaw. So it's just an insane combination in general. You can just see after all of these fights, I'm actually in a position to win the game, because this combination can beat like a lot of wards. It's super hard to kill. I showed earlier in the infographics that this combination averages such a high thing. Over here, you can see I have an open rod. I don't have anti-heal. Logical choice is Lysandra. I wanted the bow because I was thinking of Nashers, but yeah, I mean, Lysandra just makes sense. I high rolled, and I really need Lysandra for the matchup later. I got a Morello, which is good. Now over here, I just jam level for Lysandra. Normally, it would be Illaoi in over here, but at this point, I think I wanted like someone like Lysandra for the Duelist and the Garen matchup, which are both melee centered. I'm positioning over here so that Cho'Gath will take the brunt of the aggro. Then I have strong side support units in the front for my tanks. Then Lysandra will be able to ult any units here, which disrupts them. And yeah, Cho'Gath just gets hit a lot and is very hard to kill. You just get so much HP from this combination, and it's extremely fun once you get something It's extremely fun if you get it. If you get it from something like a Living Forge or just multiple encounters or high roll like artifacts in general. See, I get Nautilus, which is easily replaceable for the Tom Kench. You can see over here, I go into Planner and I find the Nautilus, which is what I wanted my Vow on. And this is why it was so important not to slam the Vow. So I just wanted to wait for my augment and the encounter. I did say in my previous video that you could get punished if you just slam without like waiting for encounters and know that you're in a position to greed. Over here, I'm just positioning everything to the left. I'm really scared of the Garen player because he can wrap around my front line into the back line. But in this case, I think I'm doing a fine job. This guy just low rolled his Shens. No Shens, has a sword on him. Unlucky. Yeah, I'm just really worried about the Garen because he has the potential to outposition me if he like hedges all of his units to the right or left and I'm wrong side or my Cho'Gath isn't in the right place. He can easily defeat me like over here. So yeah, just neutrals, not much going on. I just want to push levels for potentially 7 mythic, play Hui, find the Lilia somewhere there. Yeah. Yeah, like I just want to replace this Bard in my team because he really doesn't do much right now. You can see I get a TG. I make a slight mistake because I TG'd the Ilawi when I wanted to pair. Like I TG'd the Ilawi in the bench as a holder to sell. So normally you don't want to do that. I just have one less Ilawi for fun. Fine, this guy is playing Ghostly Senna, which if you think about it conceptually, Ghostlies are really good against like super tanks because all of the Ghostly orbs swarm him and it's able to kill. See, I kind of struggle over here with the HP, but yeah, Cho'Gath's really hard to kill here. Like even if my Kog'Maw was assassinated because I positioned wrong, luckily I TG'd my Lilia on the bottom left and I almost win against this guy with my Kog'Maw dying half in the fight. I think Cho'Gath reached like more than 10k HP, which is insane. I mean, at this point I'm just pushing levels. I need to position better. Like I need to make sure my Kog'Maw doesn't get wrapped because in this positioning he can easily fall if like my Malphite or my right side gets overwhelmed. This matchup is fine with the Ashe. Although the Ashe is pretty scary, she has a really good build. This guy's extremely good augments, can hit 6 sniper. This Cho'Gath is just tanking everything, and he just flexes on the other team by healing the full. Just a beast. I do hit that Lilia pair in the bottom, and at this point, just chilling. I'm gonna level the 9, and then hopefully be able to win the game and beat the Garen player who's on top. He has like a few more HP than me. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just want to be showing you guys how broken this guy is. I do tab in and out a lot, which I apologize for. I was at DreamHack, so I only had one monitor. Yeah, I actually disconnected over here. You can see it's like few GMs, mostly masters, but this was like 400, 500 LP. I did fall a bit before DreamHack, but yeah, you can see over here the important part about the Garen fight is that I actually positioned pretty well. I didn't see like the first half of the fight, but I wanted Lissandra and Nautilus on the same side so that they're able to like bully the Garen, and that if I'm right side against the Garen, it's gonna be really hard for him to like kill my Cho'Gath over here. You can see he's scaling a lot. My Kog'Maw doesn't even target this guy at first, but he's just so much health. It's really a battle. We got 2 Titans. He does kill the Cho'Gath in the end, which is a bit scary, but luckily my backline is enough and my Kog'Maw scaled with his range so that it's able to kill him. Over here, just looking at different items I could use. I think I want like a Hui item. That Hui with the Gwynsu is actually really good, so I'm gonna play it at 9. Luckily no one picks it. Probably would take JG otherwise. But yeah, I get a Hui for free. It's gonna be my next level. And I can definitely use it to do more units that I need. I do have a Nautilus one, and I know that the Ashe player is holding a lot of knots. But yeah, I just level over here. I want to start printing. I think this Bard is useless now. Like, TK is on the board 1-star, but there's no reason to ever play a Bard with no items or not in the real comp. Yeah, I'm against the Umbral Midnight Siphon guy. You would think that Umbral is a pretty good matchup into Kog'Maw Reroll because it can execute the Cho'Gath, but this isn't normal Kog'Maw Reroll. This is Cho'Gath carry. Just look at this guy's HP. Like, he's just not dying. 10,000 HP. Like, Alun 2 doesn't do that much burst damage to kill this guy. This encounter is like whatever. It makes my shop contain a unit at each cost. Maybe it's useful if I get a Lilia, but honestly at this point I really want to push level 10. Like there's nothing really much to roll for. I did natural Lilia because no one was playing her. I got that TG Sunfire Morello combo on her. Yeah, most important thing is just focusing on positioning over here. Like Kog'Maw, Cho'Gath should be relatively same side, and Nautilus, and the strong side of my tanks protecting my guy. Yeah, Syndra is one of the best comps right now, 14.12. Even in 14.11, one of the best in taking down super tanks. But you can see she can try her best. There's 3 sparks on the board, and they can't even go through this guy's health, man. It's a Syndra too. This is definitely one of the most high roll games I've ever played, and one of the most fun. When set 12 hits, and when I'm gonna grind ladder again, because I am taking a small break before set 12 in about a month, for PBE to hit. I'm gonna be releasing more like normal comps or comps where people low roll or I low roll or have different like styles and options of videos and commentary, so that I can show you guys different things, not always me high rolling. It's really fun, but I want to show you guys like really good plays where me or maybe even other players with VODs I review do well and not always like have the most like best spots, right? So over here, you can see I'm right side against the duelist. All the duelists are concentrating their damage upon the Cho'gath, but they can't kill it. Like it's Irelia 1, he does get close to dying, but my backline is just super good. Like my Kog'Maw is even in the wrong spot because he doesn't get max sniper's value. But yeah, it doesn't matter. At this point of the game, this guy's broken. I just want to show you guys the last fight against the Garen as well. You can see that my Irelia rolls pretty bad items. And yeah, deep breaths. This is the Garen. We all thought that this guy was going to win the lobby, but I think with that Garen comp, something that can beat him is like extreme burst or extreme stall that he can deal with. Like the 6 warden comps is really tricky for him to beat usually. The 4 warden, 4 snipers. So yeah, over here we can see a 1v1. I'm on the right side. He gets the stun on the Garen initially, but can the Garen be able to kill the Cho'gath over here? My full backline is alive. Even the Caitlyn is putting in the work. Now it's a 1v1 versus the Cho'gath and Garen. Is he able to do anything? At this point, it's just a back and forth HP. But my backline is able to overwhelm him, and my Cho'gath just heals it full. Yeah, at this point, it just is over. Like, this guy's just so broken. It averages a 2.5 with these items. This guy is holding all my knots, so unfortunately, I don't think I'm able to hit. I do save the way charge for Nautilus. I can dupe the way here, but I just decide if there's like a Nautilus on carousel or something, I could save it because I really wanted not to. Like, way's uncontested, so I can definitely hit when I push 10. But something like a Nautilus, I'm not able to hit, right? You can see over here, the Ashe is concentrating their damage against the Cho'gath, and it almost kills it, but it doesn't really matter. This is 6 sniper Ashe with IE Guinsoo is pumping up, and it can't kill it. You can see in the right, he blocked 43,000 damage. And over here, I get rewarded. I'm able to deny that Nautilus, and I'm going to print it next round because it's going to be really hard for me to get this. And at this point, I think I just won the game. Level up for Ilaoi. She is that closer in this comp. I rounds out all of my traits perfectly. It gives me Arcanist, Ghostly, and Warden for my knot. At this point, I'm just chilling. If I don't get, majorly stunned by this 3-of-a-kind poker hand Nautilus frontline that this guy has, because he has Tricksters on him, I should be chilling. Yeah, I'm just going to be quiet, let you guys watch the fight. I guess it's beautiful, man. Definitely one of the most high roll games I've ever played. And yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you guys Exodia. Please like and subscribe and give me any feedback. I am learning and editing a lot of stuff on the fly, so please tell me all about it. My Discord's in the description, as I said earlier. And in the future, I'm gonna try a lot of different content out, like a lot of commentary with different games, my games to others, on varying, degrees of comps and different with varying comps and varying degrees of like high rolling and spots. Like, I really want to be able to commentate games where people like come back from low roll spots, because I think it's really skill expressive. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're over here, I appreciate it. Appreciate the support in my last video, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.